Have you ever felt like someone liked you, but never made a move? Every time things started getting closer, they suddenly pulled away. It might seem like they're losing interest, but psychology suggests something different. Sometimes, the biggest obstacle isn't a lack of attraction. It's the fear of rejection. Here are 6 signs someone may secretly like you, but be too afraid to show it. 1. They get close. Then, suddenly pull back. At first, everything feels easy. They reply quickly. They seem excited to talk. They even start opening up. Then, almost overnight, they become quieter. Not because they stopped caring, but because getting emotionally closer suddenly feels risky. Psychologists call this an approach avoidance conflict. The same feelings that pull someone toward a relationship can also trigger the fear of losing it. So instead of moving forward, they take a step back to protect themselves. Ironically, pulling away can sometimes be a sign that their feelings are becoming stronger, not weaker. 2. They pay more attention to your reactions than your words. Most people listen to what you say. Someone who's afraid of rejection watches how you react. Did you smile? Did your tone change? Did you seem excited to see them? Small reactions become huge clues. That's because they're constantly asking themselves one question: do they like me back? Before they risk revealing their feelings, they're trying to gather enough evidence that it's emotionally safe to do so. Sometimes they're reading your expressions more carefully than you're reading theirs. 3. They're more comfortable talking online. Have you noticed they seem much more relaxed through messages? They joke more, share more, even flirt a little, but face to face, they suddenly become shy. This is surprisingly common. Texting removes the pressure of responding instantly. It gives them time to think before speaking. They're not pretending to be someone else. They're simply communicating in an environment that feels less intimidating. If someone seems confident online but unusually reserved in person, fear, not lack of interest, may be the reason. 4. They wait for tiny signs from you. People who fear rejection rarely look for obvious signals. They pay attention to the smallest things. Did you text first today? Did you remember something they told you? Did you laugh at their joke? Tiny moments of encouragement can completely change how confident they feel. While someone else might take the first step without hesitation, they're waiting for one small sign that tells them they're not risking everything. Sometimes, all they're looking for is permission to believe they have a chance. 5. They show their feelings through actions instead of words. Not everyone says, "I like you." Some people show it quietly. They check if you got home safely. They notice when you're having a bad day. They remember something important that most people forgot. These aren't dramatic gestures. They're consistent ones. Psychology suggests that people who struggle to express emotions often communicate through behavior instead. Their care appears in what they do, not what they say. And over time, those small actions become difficult to ignore. 6. They reject themselves before you ever could. This may be the biggest sign of all. Long before they confess their feelings, they've already imagined the worst outcome. What if they don't feel the same? What if I ruin the friendship? What if everything becomes awkward? Instead of risking rejection, they convince themselves to stay silent. It's a form of self-protection. The painful part is that many opportunities never disappear because the feelings weren't real. They disappear because fear spoke louder than hope. Sometimes, the only person rejecting them is themselves. When someone fears rejection, attraction doesn't always look obvious. It can look like hesitation, mixed signals, silence, or even distance. That's why it's important to look for patterns instead of single moments. One awkward conversation doesn't mean much, but consistent care, careful attention, and repeated hesitation often tell a very different story, because people who are afraid of rejection don't always hide their feelings. They hide the risk they're afraid to take.